It was a night to be remembered at the Time 100 Gala on Thursday, April 24th. It was a night that none of us are ever going to forget. But today on Daily Dose of Donna on Friday, April 25th, we are going to be talking about it because, wow, if you understand what it's like to be gaslit, to be maybe, well, not even maybe, I'm going to say lied to be manipulated, to feel like someone is just parading in front of you and just saying, ha ha, ha ha. That is what last night felt like. I think for the second time, maybe the third time throughout this entire fiasco of the It Ends With Us legal drama, I actually lost sleep. And for that, I'm mad. Blake Lively, I'm mad. I lost sleep over last night. Now I'm a light sleeper. I'm not going to lie. Like little things actually make me lose sleep, but I lost sleep over last night because I am someone that doesn't like injustice. I don't like injustice. I don't like this stuff. It makes me feel I fight for fairness. And that's why I think this kind of stuff keeps me up at night. I truly believe that what drives Daily Dose of Donna, what kind of stories I really like to cover are the ones where I feel like people are being unfairly treated, where I feel like people are being unfairly prosecuted or persecuted or treated, in an unfair way, which is why I've kind of really glommed on to the Justin Baldoni case or the Karen Reed case, or just even this week, the John Hamm story. I like stories like this because I don't like when bad humans do bad things and they don't get called out or in trouble for it. And I am sorry, Blake Lively, last night it went too far. It went too far. And today we're going to talk about it. And we're not going to let it go, just like, oh, look at you. You know what? You're right. You're right. Your mother, Willie, Elaine, Lively, or whatever, Schmacalpin, and life is just a bowl of cherries. Not today, sir. Not today. Welcome to Daily Dose of Donna. We are calling it out. I am fired up. I'm in red. I am feeling it. We're going to have a fun, fiery, feisty, spicy, exciting, and fun day today on Daily Dose of Donna. You know it's a good day when Entertainment Tonight reached out to me this morning and said, excuse me, can we use your video tonight on our show? I said, yes. Yes, you may. You may use my video. We gotta let them know how we're feeling, and we're not feeling happy. Everyone, welcome. Get ready to do the sprinkler. It's your daily dose of Donna. Those of you guys that don't know my personality, and you don't know my sarcasm, and you don't know my energy yet, you're going to be like, whoa, who? What? Who is this girl? Well, welcome. You'll get to know me fast. Yes, I'm a little bit sarcastic. I'm not seriously. Like, I did get a lot of DMs yesterday or comments because I've been posting about this nonstop for the last 12 hours, 18 hours. And I did get a lot of comments last night saying, Donna, get a life. Get a life. And you know what I say to that? This is my life. It's my life. It's now or never. Well, it kind of is my life, and I'll tell you why. Why does this stuff make me so passionate? Well, I think it's twofold. Number one, this is my career, right? I cover this for my business. My show is based on covering celebrity gossip, pop culture, trials now, reality TV, etc. So this is my life because my business supports my life. I have a family that I support based on my career. And I know that this is cliche and this annoys a lot of people, but we have kids. I have two sons, and I don't like this shit. I don't like seeing this stuff. I think it really, really is upsetting as a mother to sons to see how Justin Baldoni's name got thrown in here. And as Megyn Kelly said on the red carpet yesterday at Daily Mail, or by Daily Mail at the time 100, we'll show you that clip in just a bit. How it's just very, very, very Ray, Donna, are you the breadwinner? Well, according to Paige, I work more. Okay. I work more, according to Paige DeSorbo. So yeah. So I will say that I think that all of a sudden Lance is going to be like, he's going to bang down the door. He's going to be like, I work more. Lance and I do argue a lot about who works more. Do you guys have that in your homes too? A little competitiveness about who works more in your homes? Lance is about to go out of town for an entire month on a show, so I can't even talk about that. I'm gonna have a little anxiety in just a second, so we have to just calm down and not talk about that. He's going to work on a show, and it's it's a foreign location, and it's on a beach, and it's a reality show. So you guys can guess which one, and I'm not happy about it. Okay. Anne Marie's so funny. She goes, I'm more the bread maker in my house. I'm the bread eater in my house. All right. So let's continue. Anyway, so I think as the mother of boys, it's very frustrating. So it does feel like it's my life. Like it's just it should affect all of us because injustice is very unfair. And why are we all smelling the bullshit with Blake? I just don't understand how we cannot see right through this with Blake. Of course we see right through it, right? I think everyone sees right through it. Of course, not everyone. There are some supporters, Blake, Ryan, Blake's mom, Blake, and everyone on Blake's payroll. Oh, I'm sorry. The people on Threads. The people on Threads, of course, too. I will tell you about the show that Lance is on when I can. But you guys know the show. Okay, so yes, we will be talking all about last night. We will also give you a legal update. Miss Kabla, thanks for the super chat, someone said Jones' motion to dismiss got denied. It did get denied. Stephanie Jones' motion to dismiss. And I will talk about it in just a moment. Yesterday's Jen Abel's filing her amended complaint to Stephanie Jones was eye-opening beyond. And it was so shocking and actually really scary to read. And we'll talk about that after the Time 100. It came up in my universe before her speech for the Time 100. So I was already just so in shock that people could act this way. And then the speech happened. I just couldn't believe this. I was like, what is happening? How are people this diabolical? I just don't understand how people can be this way. I always thought this way about Stephanie Jones, but we'll talk about Stephanie Jones in just a moment. I will get there. Don't worry, in just a little bit. First, let's talk about Blake Lively. We have to. But of course, before we get into Blake Lively, I do want to mention that this show this week, Daily Dose of Donna, is brought to you by Mixtiles. Thank you so much for all of my sponsors. And you guys, thank you so much for using my codes for my sponsors. That just reminds my sponsors that you guys are using my codes, and then they help and they sponsor my show again, which definitely helps all the time. So Mixtiles are peel and stick photos that seamlessly attach to any wall, these guys behind me, without leaving any damage. Check this out. Here today, gone tomorrow. It's that easy, okay? I hope that's not crooked. I'll have to look at it in a second. Using magnets, they can be adjusted and restuck multiple times. Simply upload photos from your phone, design your tiles, and choose from various styles and sizes. By making the creation of photo walls that easy, Mixtiles empowers and inspires its customers to fill their spaces with what makes them smile. So you can use your own photos. You can use photos that they have, all kinds of things. You can do an emotional story, a narrative story, visuals, anything. And you can switch it out, which is so easy. It's really easy. The magnet sticks to the wall with no damage. It's one of those peel and stick issues. It does not pull off paint. I've used it on wallpaper. I've used it on paint. I can do it in any single room. You can do it for your kids. It's really great. All sizes, all frames. It's amazing. Jonna says, oh my God, please fix the frame. All the OCDers in the room. Hold on. I also didn't blow dry my hair, so it probably looks like crap in the back. Hold on. Is that better? Okay. So anyway, you guys use my code. It's mixtiles.com/dailydose. You will get 35% off all orders above $139. That's code dailydose using mixtiles.com, mixtiles.com/dailydose. It is really, honestly, to me, it's one of the best and easiest ways for people like me that likes to switch things up, turn your favorite memories into stunning, affordable wall art. Just head to mixtiles.com, use code DailyDose. And after you buy, do me a favor. When they ask where you heard about Mixtiles, tell them it was from Daily Dose of Donna. Thanks, Mixtiles. All right, we got to get into last night's Time 100. I don't even know where to start. I have 15 links I want to show you. Obviously, you guys have seen the headline, so you kind of know what happened. But really, it started with knowing that she got the honor, right? We know that she got the honor. And we know, by the way, I got a super chat earlier, and I just want to shout you out. Thank you, Anissa, for the super sticker. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting the show. So obviously, as we know, she showed up because she got this Titan Award, which is shocking. Remember, and you guys have to remember this entire time, she got this because of the NAACP. That donation for the NAACP, which was in 2019, 6 years ago, $2 million. Why did she do that? Well, she won't admit it, but the reason why is because she got bad press because she got married on a plantation, just on the corner of Slave Street and Cotton Booth or whatever it was. Horrible choices. But this is very important. Someone said here, M says, OMG, I finally got a Donna live. Hey, M, I just want to say that Blake Lively's brand of feminism is harmful for women of color. Times 100 speech didn't mention the NAACP or the Black woman who nominated her. Yeah, isn't that interesting? We'll get there. She goes to the Times 100 because she was nominated as a Titan for this NAACP donation for the advancement of the NAACP. This is important. Has nothing to do with being a survivor, has nothing to do with being a victim, has nothing to do with that. She goes to the Times 100. She does not go whatsoever to any sort of press. She doesn't go to the summit. She doesn't speak. Meghan Markle does. So Meghan Markle can do it. And you know Meghan Markle gets a ton of bad press, but she can do it. But Blake Lively can't face the music. Ryan Reynolds does it with all of his crazy personalities. Then she does go to the red carpet. Now, at the red carpet, we are just in shock, right? Because she goes to the red carpet, and obviously, as you guys know, she's there. And I was just, when I was watching Instagram and seeing the photos and the videos of seeing her there, I just was so upset. I personally, I just couldn't believe it because number one, I had no idea she was going to show up. So I was a little bit surprised by that. But, when I first saw it, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I was kind of upset because I thought to myself, oh God, she looks really good. Don't be mad at me. But I can see when someone looks really good. Ryan Reynolds, he looks tired, but she looked actually very pretty. Okay. She looked very pretty. I think she did have a great stylist, whoever she worked with. I think she looks good. She looks pretty, beautiful dress, beautiful fit. Her body looks banging. I think she looks great. Ryan Reynolds, he's so punchable. But she looks great. So when I see this, oh my God, I love my comment. If only they were pretty on the inside, right? So when I see this, I just like, ooh, right? I want to die. Because I just feel like it's the audacity. The fact that you're there and just posing like, everything's fine, as if we're not in the middle of such a highly contentious, highly strong, highly, intense, crazy lawsuit. And it's not just days after this sham Van Zandt lawsuit just got discovered. Like, there's so many legal issues, No other big celebrity would dare show their face in this moment, I think. But for some reason, they're being told in some way that it's okay in this moment to keep going out and to keep showing your face, almost like just pretend everything's fine, guys. Just pretend everything's fine. If we just keep sweeping it, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. Everything's fine. They're gonna know. No one's gonna know. What's that TikTok sound? They're not gonna know. They're gonna know. They're not gonna know. So of course we see this. Now, in the meantime, after we see this, I'm cooking dinner. I'm doing my thing, and then I get all the DMs. Shout out to Mrs. Busted Can of Biscuits, Nikki, who always sends me DMs and emails saying, "Oh my God, Jennifer Abel just filed her amended complaint." So then I go on Court of Random Opinion, Lauren, on her live, and she's reading out the amended complaint, and I am in shock over it. So I'm getting elevated inside. I'm getting elevated over hearing Stephanie Jones' crazy, crazy amended complaint, which we're going to talk about. So I'm already like, what the hell is actually happening here? And all the while, this woman is going inside to the Time 100. And then somehow, somewhere, she gets a mic. Now, I wasn't there, obviously. I was sitting here happily in my bed eating Nutella by the spoonful. But I'm wondering from you guys, did anyone see, and I asked on Twitter, but I didn't get any responses. Did anyone see anyone else speak at the Time 100 Gala last night? Is there any other video that has resurfaced of anyone else speaking at the gala? How did Blake Lively receive a microphone last night at the gala? True, honest question. How did she receive this microphone? Why did she get this microphone and just decide to have like a soliloquy, a monologue? It was almost like an open mic night. I'm very confused how this worked. All of a sudden, like, it's almost like she just was like, ding, ding, ding. Can I make a speech? I would like to say, I have an announcement. I have an announcement. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Brittany Bateman. I have an announcement. We go, what was that? Who was she speaking to? Why was she speaking? And what I would have done to be the person standing behind her during that speech to be like, hey, bitch. Like, I would have done anything to be the person behind him and like, I'm happy I haven't gotten Botox in a few months because I would have been like, I would have done peace signs behind her. I would have been like, boo. I would have said so many crazy, crazy things. Monica says, your last dose of Donna last night was perfect. Yeah, I was in bed and I was angry. I was pissed. Okay, so we're going to talk about what is happening right now and show you a little bit of the clip. And then the rest of the clip, actually, that someone posted on Reddit last night. Aw, Mrs. Busted Can of Biscuits, Nikki, who sends me all of the documents immediately when they drop. Thank you so much for the super sticker. You're so sweet. Okay, so yes, if you guys find anyone else that actually spoke from the crowd at the Time magazine, someone tell me. I swear I don't know what happened here. Did she like, when you go to karaoke or like a piano bar, you can slip them an extra $20 or an extra 100 or whatever. I've never done 100, but like an extra 20 to be like, push me to the front of the line. I'm telling you, I think Ryan Reynolds was like, here's 1,000, like push her to the front. Now, speaking of Ryan Reynolds, and we'll get into the Megyn Kelly, what Megyn Kelly said outside. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, did you see what Ryan Reynolds did before she spoke? Ryan Reynolds gave her a little peppy talkie. A pep talk. A perineum talk. All right. Here is Ryan Reynolds giving Blake Lively a little pep talk before she went up and spoke, her truth. I say her truth because I think it's only her truth. I don't think it's anyone else's real truth. I think it's just Blake Lively's. Go away, ads. We don't like you. Okay, this is Ryan Reynolds. Before I show you a little video of it, I want everyone right now in the comments, I want you to put a caption. What is Ryan Reynolds telling Blake Lively right there? What is she saying? What is he saying right there to her? Everyone take a moment. One sentence. I would like you to say what you think he's saying. One sentence. I would say it's probably something along the lines of, I I better stop take this Wolverine's DICK out of my mouth. Okay, here we go. Don't F this up for us. Lie your ass off. Don't F this up. Remember your script. You better do this correctly. You go and make that speech. Remember, the rules don't apply for us. Please don't leave me here alone. You have to mention me as the ally husband I am. Don't you mention how hot you think Justin is. You better not do anything to embarrass me. Oh my God, don't say it. You're gonna make us look worse. Does does your perineum does your perineum itch too? Don't make me look like a loser. Dragons. Think dragons. This is so good. Don't make me lock you back in the closet. Oh my God, it's real. You farted, didn't you? Remember, we can get divorced after the case. Oh my God, you guys. This is so good. Don't mention florals. Don't call me your dragon. Oh my God. He's saying, stick to the script I wrote you. Well, 100% he did write the script. And not only that, you guys, not only that, oh, this is good. Tony's got it too. Remember, I'm the funny one, not you. Whoa, that encompasses it so, so well. You know, he said that. I'm the funny one. Stick to the vulnerability. Make them feel bad for you. Don't make them feel, don't try to make them laugh. Make them feel sad. And I feel like that's the moment, like that's their dynamic. I totally feel that as well. Now, what's interesting here, you guys are smart. The dosers are the best. So what's interesting here is that he's sitting there because you know that not only, and in fact, I used to be a casting director. I hate saying this over and over, but for those of you that don't know, I used to be as a casting director. So when I was watching her speak, everything from the way, I can't use this mic. I'm scared to turn it off, but the way she's holding the mic like this, and then she holds her stomach, and then she uses her hands, and then she holds her mic, and then she uses her hands, and then she touches her mom and everything. And you'll see in her speech, everything is so choreographed. It's blocked. It's blocked like a theater performer. The way she speaks, the way she hoops and hollers. Of course, it's scripted. There's no question. It's a script, but it's also blocked. It's choreographed like a theater performance. It's blocked like a movie script. She 100%, look who's here, my girl. I was just talking about you, Lauren. She is 1000%. She either definitely they wrote the speech together, but she either worked on that with Ryan over and over, or, and I would bet $1,000 right now off of this. She either hired her acting coach, or she brought in an acting coach, or she worked with Ryan like an acting coach on this. It was delivered like an acting performance. There was nothing natural about this delivery. So I can speak to that from the casting side because I saw it like an audition. Didn't it feel like an audition when you saw it? I am speaking to this audience like I am reading lines from a play. It didn't feel authentic in any way, but that's why we see through her bullshit. Because if it was an authentic speech, as someone that is speaking from the point of view as like a survivor or a daughter of a survivor, we would feel something, but we didn't. We didn't. And yes, part of it is because we can see through her bullshit and we don't like her. But we don't like her because we see through her bullshit. It's kind of like a little bit of a cycle. So yes, I love this woman. This woman in the back here is my favorite thing in the entire world because she's all of us. She's saying, who the hell, that woman, that blonde woman in the back, I'm going to make it bigger. She's like, what? She's like, you guys are liars. Look how Blake puts her hand on him when they kiss. Okay. Blake Lively's mom. I have so many things to say. Who's this? I feel like I recognize him, but he sees right through the bullshit. So does who's this woman? Okay, so many thoughts. Oh, poor Justin. I can't even. I want to see if we can pull up the video really quickly of I don't want to see Travis Kelce. That's not what I do want to show you here is that the first thing that page 6 says is Ryan Reynolds is one sweet husband. I'm sorry, what? That's not what I signed up for. He's not. Okay, here we go. No. Okay, I'm not even going to make you guys sit through a stupid ad. So anyway, so he gives her a little bit of a pep talk, and then of course is the speech. Now, the speech happens in two ways. People magazine first posts the speech, and what we get from the speech is just like a little short speech. Now, of course, the short speech that posts and goes like very, very popular and gets, a lot of views, just talks about the fact that her mom was a survivor, but we don't really understand. Look at the numbers that Blake Lively gets on People Magazine's Instagram versus the other reels. I just want to show you guys the numbers that Blake Lively gets. Here we go. This is Instagram's reels, okay? 70,000, 64,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 2 million views on Blake Lively kicks out Ryan Reynolds for solo moment, and 1.5 million on Blake Lively shares her mother's story. Like, that's what people care about. But of course, this is the original.
So much to say about the last 2 years of my life, but tonight is not the forum. What I will speak to separately is the feeling of being a woman who has a voice today. And since I could speak, because of the pain, caution, and fight of the many women who have paved the way and the men who stood beside them. Millions I will never know the name of, because every life, every act, big or small, affects another. Before I say more, I want to warn that I will speak about tonight covers trauma, so please feel free to step away if you need. My life was influenced most by my mother, sitting here tonight, Elaine McAlpin.
I stepped away because she asked me to.
She's an eternal optimist, and she's always leaving me messages, hooping and hollering and saying, "Woo, life's just a bowl of cherries." It's true, always. And she'll get
I think she's trying to get a role on Steel Magnolias.
Your number tonight. She'll leave you those messages, so please be warned. But at her urging and her unwavering bravery, she wanted me to share with you that she is the survivor of the worst crime someone can commit against a woman. I've watched her conceal her raw and undeserved shame my entire life. So as her daughter, being asked to share this today is monumental. If we name it, we change it. Just as our fellow Time 100 honoree, the incredible Giselle Pellicot, put it to every woman who understood, it's not for us to have shame, it's for them.
Okay. So the fact that there's so many things wrong. The fact that she brought up Giselle Pellicot in this statement, in this moment, it was so there's so many things wrong. I need a doctor for myself now because I am mentally disabled after Blake Lively, but also for so many other things. And first, before I go into anything else, we had a couple amazing things happen here. Sunnybrook Racing gifted 1 Daily Dose of Donna membership, and Josh gifted 5 Daily Dose of Donna memberships. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And then also ESB40 said Megyn Kelly is the only one had the balls to speak up about Blake's BS. Yes, we'll talk about that. And I'm obsessed with that. I literally, you don't have to agree with people's politics or anything. You just have to agree with the fact that people are truth tellers. Too many people are scared and they don't say it. So we should applaud anyone that will say it, truly. Okay, the fact that she brings up actual survivors, not to mention, you know how I feel about Noah Argamani. She was a hostage who was taken from the Nova Festival, and she was kept in Gaza. She was honored there. These are actual survivors. There were so many. Allie Raisman was there, who was on the U.S. gymnastics team, who was like a whistleblower for the disgusting acts of the gymnastics coach. She was honored. There are real survivors in that audience. And Blake Lively, I'm sorry, What? What? Okay. Then the second part of this. The men that stand beside them, she says. In the notes, it's a stage direction on the script. Lovingly look at your devilish, beady-eyed husband, Ryan Reynolds. Pause for one moment. Smile. Look back at microphone. What the So Ryan Reynolds had to have his moment. And Ryan Reynolds, if you notice, during that moment, he looks down, shy. Me? Oh, me? Me? Oh, Blake. That's right. You did good, girl. Okay? Then let's bring in Life is Just a Bowl of Goddamn Cherries, not chocolate, because, that's Forrest Gump. I'll move on over to cherries. How dare you? How dare you bring in cherries? Exactly what Lauren just said. I love me some cherries. Now I have to look at cherries in a different way. Oh, she's just whooping and wallering and hooping and hollering. Oh, okay. Really? Like, seriously, Steel Magnolias. Whooping and wallering. Let me tell you a little bit about Elaine Lively. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. What's her name? Willie Elaine McAlpin Lively. Rachel, I love when Donna is activated. It's like a Donna Zach Peter connection. Okay. Was Willie McAlvin, Elaine Lively? Number one, when I saw that clip, I said, oh my gosh, is she saying that her mom was sexually harassed or assaulted? Was she a violent victim of grape? Is this something that she's bringing up now when she went through this entire process of It Ends With Us and never mentioned anything of it? Is this possible? But then, articles have talked about this since, and I saw this one post on Reddit on the Justin Baldoni thread, which actually I thought was fake because it's kind of like the video is a little bit almost grainy. So I thought it was a little bit fake, but it actually isn't. And let me show you guys. This is actually what she is. Here, hold on. This is actually what she's saying in this. It's kind of hard to see. It's small.
My mom never got justice from her work acquaintance who attempted to take her life when she was the mother of 3 young kids years before I was born. She has always credited her beating heart today with stories she heard from another woman in a similar circumstance, speaking on the radio as my mom drove home one day, entirely unaware of the future ahead in which she would call upon this critical moment to save her own life. The woman painfully and graphically shared how she escaped. And because of hearing that woman speak to her experience instead of shutting down in fear and unfair shame, my mom is alive today. She was saved by a woman whose name she'll never know. I am alive and standing here with you all today, being honored because of a woman whose name I'll never know. I am here and my mom is here because that woman not only survived, but she told others how. It's a silent torch of womanhood that we come to know, a pact that privately we must show others how to survive, literally or spiritually. We don't let our daughters know, but one day we break their hearts by letting them in on the secret that we kept from them as they pranced around in princess dresses. That they are not, and will likely never be safe, at work, at home, in a parking lot, in a medical office, online, in any space they inhabit, physically, emotionally, professionally. But why does that torch have to be our burden to carry in private? How can we not all agree on that basic human right? I know the superpower of female triumph, though. I have touched it, I have shaken hands with it, and I am looking at it all over this room here right now. These are the happy endings that we must see as women and girls. We can make it to the end alive, physically or emotionally, and we will and we do, and we thrive, even when it doesn't feel possible, even when we are in sharp pain. Never underestimate a woman's ability to endure pain. Never. Life's just a bowl of cherries. So thank you to every woman whose strength brought life to me and my 4 children. And thank you to every man, including my sweet husband, who are kind and good when no one is watching. And to all the communities across the gender, age, political, geographical, and racial spectrum who fight every day just to be safe. I see you, and I share tonight and my influence with you for as long as I have the ability to affect even one other person. Thank you so much.
What? I would believe it if it were true. I know it's not true, you guys. I just know it's not true. And I feel so bad for saying it. The audio was in and out. Well, the audio is just not great. I know it's not true. Why? Because there's no detail. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys a story right now. One day, my mom is a survivor because she was young and she went to work and someone was very scary and she is alive now. And so am I. So she's a survivor because of some other person that was safe around that person that was scary. Because of that person that was safe around the other person that was scary, I am here and I am able to give my influence to you because of that person that was safe around the other person that was scary at the person that she worked with, okay? My mom is a survivor. Is that right, Ryan? Did I get it? Dragons. What? That was not a real story. Like, what's the story, Winnie Elaine Lively? Now, I want to tell you guys one little other thing about Winnie Elaine Cherry McLively, okay? The survivor. I want to tell you a little bit more. I just got a DM from Elsridge that says, oh, you know, life is like a bowl of cherries. I freaking like it. I love Elsridge. She says this. I want to tell you a little bit about, well, there's a lot to tell you guys about her. So I have a lot of connections with people that work in this industry. And Elaine Lively, just to give you guys a little reminder, Elaine Lively was a talent agent, a manager actually, for many, many years. Blake Lively was born into the industry. Now, I can do an entire episode on Elaine Lively, but here's where I'm going to leave you with this. When this story first started, I started doing some digging, and I got a lot of DMs from different people in the industry. You know how they say that your reputation kind of like goes along with you? Like, what's the word? Your reputation. I can't think of the word. Your reputation, whatever the word is. So what is happening? What happens with someone precedes you? Thank you. I knew one of you were going to come in. When this story first came out, everyone started talking in the industry and they said, of course, this would happen to Blake Lively because look at her mom. Now, 2 specific people that I spoke about her specifically in this industry, I've already reached out to this morning, and one of them specifically said, I will talk to you about it all. I'll stay anonymous, but I will talk all about it. I'll give you all the details. But let me tell you about specifically what she has told me in the past many times. Elaine Lively has been a talent agent / manager, but mostly a manager. She's represented all of her kids. That's Eric Lively. That's Blake Lively. I believe she also represented her own husband, Ernie Lively. Her daughter, Lori Lively, is still an very, very incredibly talented, and I've worked with her many times, acting coach, mostly for kids. Lori Lively was the go-to acting coach when I was a casting director and we were working on Disney and Nickelodeon shows, and we had kids that were doing so good, but they weren't exactly there. We called Lori. Lori was the acting coach. We would get on the phone with Lori. She's amazing with kid actors, right? We would call Lori. We would be like, Lori, we need you to work with A, B, and C. We need you to get them there. We need you to do this right before we'd go to the studio test to get them to get the job. Okay. So Lori was amazing at her job. I have nothing negative to say personally about Lori or Robin Lively. I don't. Okay. Or Eric Lively for that matter. A lot of people have interesting stories about all three of those. I don't. But Elaine Lively had a reputation as being very, very, very challenging in the industry. And I've spoken to her on the phone many times, but I didn't personally have a bad experience with her because I dealt mostly with the talent agents when I was working with her clients. Now, the agents that I would speak to who shared clients with her, this specific woman, I've known since I was a casting intern in 2003. So 22 years. And when I was a casting intern, I was young and I was stupid and I would make a lot of mistakes. And this woman that I'm talking about has been in the business probably for 40 years and she was always very kind with me. So I know that this woman was incredibly kind and nice. And she told me specifically that she has never been treated badly by anyone in the industry as bad as she's been treated by Elaine Lively, the survivor. Okay. I said, oh, really? Is she tough? She goes, tough. I said, is she nuts? She goes, calling her nuts is being nice, is the words I got from Elaine. Now, this morning I said, oh my gosh, Elaine Lively last night. And this is her words. I almost went through the television. It is all made up. I never heard any stories. It's just the Livelies being the Livelies. Ugh, I'm afraid to say anything on social media. It's too toxic. I could get sued. She said, I could not believe all of the fillers, Botox, plastic surgery Blake has paid for. Elaine does not have one dime to her name. What else do you want to know? I said, tell me everything. She goes, yep, anything you need to know. It's a maniac of a family. Okay. We're going to get all the tea. I'm going to get it all for you. Don't worry. There's so much to know. But my friend Eliza she's a marketing and a PR woman, and she had a great take on this entire story. And this is just, she works not in entertainment necessarily. She works just like in marketing, but she had a great take on what she thought happened with Blake Lively. And I think it's actually a really good take. And thank you guys. I'm going to pull up some of the super chats in just a moment. Hold on. I think this is exactly what went down with Blake and Ryan and why they pulled in Elaine last night, because I think it's all fake and not true. Tell me if you guys agree with Eliza's take.
Blake Lively thing went down. So for those of you who missed it, she was included in Time 100's most influential people in the world. I don't really know how she made it in, but sure, go for it. She does this little speech and she's next to her mom. She's talking about her mom survived this horrible female-related trauma, which you all know is bullshit, because where was that speech when she was doing her press for Answer That? So this is my version of how it went down. Ryan, I'm so upset. Like, you said that if we sued Justin Baldoni, like, it would be okay. And he's like, well, why were you such a incompetent bitch on your press tour talking about florals and Bring Your Girls? And she's like, but Ryan, your marketing company did that. That wasn't my idea. So on and so forth. Then she's like, you told me that this lawsuit was going to work, but it's not working. So I have an idea. We have this amazing opportunity at Time 100. Why don't I bring my mom and I'll convince her to make up this whole story of how she survived domestic abuse or rape or something really bad that's against women. And then we'll get all the people behind us. It'll be so great. She'll totally do it because, like, I pay for her whole life. So, like, she'll totally do it. Ryan's like, wow, Blake, like, that's you know what? We haven't tried that idea yet. Let's totally do that. And then Blake says, I'll wear a pink dress like a la Marilyn Monroe. I'll look super, super just pretty and feminine and pink, you know, so for women, that color. And then I'll stand next to my mom and I'll like lean in and I'll hold her hand and I'll completely just make it like, oh my God, I had to watch this my entire childhood. And mom, I'm so proud of you. And oh my God, and she's holding back like tears. Yeah, that's how I think it went down. Because this girl is so desperate for a rebrand, she'll do anything. What do you think? Oh, and if you didn't watch the clip, head over to Dana Bowling. I'll tag her here.
Okay, so that was such a good take. I truly believe that they are thinking of anything now. Because if you remember when she was doing It Ends With Us, there were many times they were talking about survivors. And this is not, yes, I understand domestic violence was the big topic in It Ends With Us during the press tour, but it wasn't just domestic violence. We could have been talking about survivors of assault, survivors of anything. Never, ever forget what was actually being asked during the press tour. You guys, we can't forget.
How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could I'm just
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally? Yeah, what's
the best way for them to be able?
So if her mom, you know, location share, never forget that that's how she was dealing with that. Or how many times she said that she couldn't really define the character of Lily Bloom by those couple instances of assault. So her mom shouldn't be defined in any way. And she should be telling her mom that. Mom, stop. You're not defined by that moment. Just only think about the cherries, Mom. The cherries. This sweet woman who made people cry throughout your career, who is cuckoo pants, who just talks about cherries. Bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. You're a big liar. You're a big liar. But why was she there, you guys? Why was she there? Well, according to the CEO of Time Magazine, it was very clear why she was there. Not because of the NAACP. It wasn't because, you know, of the fact that she donated money for the NAACP. You guys, if that is at all anything here, racism, equality, any of that, did that matter? Not according to Time. This is the CEO of Time being asked, why is Blake Lively there, basically? We just want to know more about Blake Lively being here. And this is what she says.
I just want to know about Blake, more about her being on the list. What is it? What makes her so special? And how did
I think she's having a great year. And our role is to be the humanities guide to trusted journalism. And so we're the storytellers. We've been telling stories for 100 years, and we're excited to tell her story.
And who are you most looking forward to?
We're just excited to tell her story. She's been having a great year, according to Paul Feig. Great, 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 great year. It's been a great year. It's been a great year. So clip that, put it in the vault alongside the speech, alongside the red carpet, alongside the Titan, and put it all in the briefcase of Brian Friedman as he walks his ass to court and says, look at all of this emotional damage, financial damage, mental damage that Blake Lively is suffering. Because she's really going down, clearly. You guys, if only I could have all the suffering that Blake Lively is having after this horrendous experience. What a life. What a horrible life. If only my damages could be as amazing as Blake Lively's. Psycho. And also, what a way to let your career, I don't know a lot about this Time CEO, but you work your whole life to be the CEO of Time Magazine, a company that has so much history and so much reputability. And yes, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Hitler was on the Time Magazine list and all of these, you know, Stalin and all of these crazy, crazy bad people have been on the list and da, 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 da. Yeah, sure. They put all kinds of very, very up and down, compromising type people, or controversial, I should say, type people on the Time magazine list all the time. But this is really, really wild. This was a wild choice, everything. And the NAACP should be pissed at Blake. They should rescind that award. Sherilyn Ifill, or whatever the woman's name is, should be like, wait, what? Why wasn't she sitting there next to Blake? Where was Sherilyn Ifill there? I didn't see any person from the NAACP next to her. Did you guys see any woman from the NAACP or man sitting at that table with Blake and Ryan? Isn't that why she was there? Crazy. Insane. So Megyn Kelly is the only person that spoke up, and for that I will always appreciate her, because it's truly the only person that has the balls to say something. I don't know why no one else wants to say something. Everyone else is so scared to talk. People are so nervous to say, how they really feel. But the truth is that Megyn Kelly is the only one that was interviewed and said on the red carpet, she said she shouldn't be here. And I posted about it last night, and that's the video that Entertainment Tonight, of course, is like, can we post can we use your video tonight? And I'm like, sure, I'm in bed with no makeup. Okay. By the way, I saw myself on the Hulu documentary last night for Karen Reed. Of course, it was my TikTok of me in the car saying, like, Karen Reed's unlikable, but she still didn't kill her boyfriend. I'm like, all of these hot takes that they're taking from me. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Go ahead. But this is Megyn Kelly talking about Blake Lively, and I love how she just doesn't give a shit. Let's watch it together.
So who are you most looking forward to seeing tonight?
Well, I'm definitely hoping for some sort of a selfie in the distance with both Blake Lively and Meghan Markle, since they provided me with so many hours of content.
There's a lot of controversy right now with Blake being on the Time 100 list.
It's a ridiculous joke. She shouldn't be there. She has no influence over anything.
Right. I mean, what do you think of when you read headlines like every day about her and Justin?
I mean, I think she launched a fake Me Too allegation against him, and she's lived to regret doing it, because virtually every allegation she has made has fallen apart. And so for her to be honored for doing that, to try to ruin a man over absolutely nothing, is a scandal.
Yeah.
And obviously they're looking for big stars to come here and generate pages on their magazines, but that was very wrong.
Right. Are you going to be avoiding her inside, because she's expected to be here with Ryan?
I have a feeling she's going to be avoiding me. I won't be avoiding anybody.
I appreciate her candor and her honesty. And she did the I don't give a shit. Someone said earlier she's vaccinated against being canceled. Like Billy Bush always said when I was with him. And I said, when I offered him a show that we should do Daily Dose of Bush, and I said, but we could get canceled. And he goes, no, I've got the antibodies. I can't get canceled. I've got the antibodies. And I thought that was funny. So I think she has the antibodies too. So we got to talk about the lawsuit really quickly. Just some crazy points. This lawsuit is wild. Stephanie Jones needs to go to the loony bin. She needs to go to the loony bin, and then she needs to end up after the psych ward, she needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. I believe 100% Stephanie Jones hired a criminal lawyer because she needs to go to jail. Truly, she is not okay. She is honestly not okay. Like, scary that people operate like her. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Before we get there, I have to tell you guys, before we finish off the week, that Hero Bread is a sponsor of Daily Dose of Donna. You guys, I have to be honest. I'm going to just toot my own horn for 2 seconds. This morning, I got a body scan at my gym. You know how you can go and do one of those body scans? I was really scared of doing it because I don't like anything where I have to get it's not just taking your weight, but it takes your body fat percentage and all of the stuff. And it measures how much protein you need and this and that. And it told me that I need to eat 160 to 180 grams of protein a day if I want to continue, my goals in terms of muscle gain and stuff. It's a lot of protein, a lot of protein. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I always have to find ways to incorporate new protein sources. And that's why I eat like a lot of Greek yogurt. I eat a lot of cottage cheese. I put collagen peptides in my coffee every morning. I like protein bars. I do all that. But then I found Hero Bread. They sent it to me over the weekend and I've been eating it, or 2 weekends ago. I've been eating it every single day. So I can have sandwiches and tortillas, like wraps. And I do pieces of toast and I don't have to feel guilty because they all have high protein and low carb. It is freaking genius. It is amazing. So Hero Bread is tasteful. It tastes like regular bread. It's low net carb and high fiber, but you know what's good about that? You get the soft, fluffy experience you know you love with your next savory breakfast sandwich, late night grilled cheese, or family taco Tuesday. It is honestly so good. No compromises, just flavor. And Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. You go to hero.co and use code DAILYDOSE at checkout. That's DAILYDOSE at HERO.co. There is bread, sliced bread, tortillas, bagels, dinner rolls. You have so many different things. There's Hero cheddar biscuits. There's croissants. The bagel has 4 grams of carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and 19 grams of protein. So if you want to be the bread eater of your house, not just the bread winner or bread maker, but the bread eater, buy Hero Bread. Okay? That is the bomb. And then tell them that I sent you when you check out, HERO.co, and use code DAILYDOSE at checkout. So we got to get into the Stephanie Jones lawsuit. And what I'm going to tell you guys about it is that hold on to your horses and never work for anyone like this. If you guys start working for someone like Stephanie Jones, I'm going to tell you, run. And I'm going to tell you really fast about a DM I just got. She wants to stay anonymous. So I can't show you a picture of her yet, but I will tell you, this is crazy. And speaking of working for someone, if you guys do work for someone and you move to Los Angeles to work in this industry, make sure once you're here in LA that you come to Dosers Live. Was that like a good little segue into Dosers Live? In August, on August 23rd, we are having Dosers Live here in Los Angeles where you can party with Donna and the Dosers. Yes. And I won't treat you like Stephanie Jones. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to go to a fun night out with Donna and the Dosers. I just made that up. I talked about myself in third person. We're going to have music. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have food. We're going to have a show. We're going to have dancing. We're going to have merch. We're going to have all kinds of fun things. It's going to be here in Los Angeles. We have a hotel room blocked. We're going to have fun events. It's going to be so much fun. Limited tickets are available. Go to this website, dailydosepod.com/Dosers Live to sign up. Tickets are going to be released on May 1st, limited tickets, and the price is so phenomenally accessible and affordable that they're going to go fast. And then you can hang and you can meet Lance. Zach Peter will be there. My friend Molly Dare will be there. So many of you guys will be there. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on going. Micah says, I only want to hang out with Lance. Will he be there? Well, he only wants to hang out with you. So yeah, duh. He's only going for you, Micah, not me. Okay. So this is the DM I just got this morning, swear, about Stephanie Jones. And you know I'm getting old when I have to look at my phone like this. But I will tell you, I'm 43 turning 44 on June 11th. Oh my gosh, guess what, you guys? Elaine Lively and I have the same birthday, June 11th. But she's born 1947 and I'm born 1981. June 11th. Isn't that scary? And secondly, when I got my body scan this morning, they said I'm a 37-year-old bio age, which is my lucky number. So I got a DM this morning, and this is what it said. Donna, thank you for making these videos about Stephanie Jones. I would like to remain anonymous, but as a former employee who was actually called the R word by her, because I talked about this in a video last night, the R word. Do you guys know what that is? I don't want to say it. Don't make me say it. You calling her out for everything she has done to so many people feels liberating and healing in a way because it's taking me years to regain my confidence after working with someone like her. I said, oh my gosh, can I screenshot and keep anonymous? She said, yes, sure, as long as it's anonymous. You can't imagine how many people have been affected by her and her threats, accusations, gaslighting, and name calling. Thank you for listening and acting on it. We all thought it would never happen. This is why I can't sleep at night, because people like this exist and they go their entire careers thinking that it can go uncalled for, unchecked. And if not for these pesky humans and that damn dog or Justin Baldoni, honestly, if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for Stephanie Jones, it would have gone this entire time. All this bad behavior. Stephanie Jones, I believe, was the person that, like, what do they call, like, pulled the string or pulled the Jenga block or whatever that made it all start falling. Because I believe Stephanie Jones is the root of all the evil. Now, she had the perfect people involved. She had the Leslie Sloan, who was, by the way, she was there last night. Leslie Sloan was on the red carpet telling Blake what to do the entire time. She had Leslie Sloan, she had Blake Lively, she had Ryan Reynolds, she had all these other people that were like, yes, 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 let's do it, let's do it. But Stephanie Jones created this mess, and Stephanie Jones is going to take the biggest heat for this mess because Stephanie Jones is getting fucked right now. Big time. Big time. So I feel so sad for this person who sent me this DM, but I'm guaranteeing you that if she sent me this DM, so many other people are going through this together. There should be a Stephanie Jones support group led by Jennifer Abel. I feel for Jennifer Abel so badly after reading what I read last night. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire claims because it's long. Lauren from Court of Random Opinion did last night. Her live is on YouTube. You can totally find it. But it's crazy. So Daily Mail, Josh Boswell, who's been covering this really, really well, this story, and I appreciate him because, the press has been so fucking weird about what they will and will not cover. But he covers this and he says, Justin Baldoni's legal battle with Blake Lively has taken a bizarre new twist, with lawyers launching 14 new claims against Stephanie Jones on Thursday. 14 new claims against her, including a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, a breach of contract, defamation, and fraud against her, which is why I believe that she's going to end up in prison at some point. Like, say hello to Jen Shah. They accused Jones of snooping on Abel's private messages all the way until January this year. So there is one moment in this report that is so wild. And for that, I will actually pull it up for you guys because it's so freaking upsetting that I couldn't believe it. And I actually was truly upset reading through this last night. Let me go to page, I think it's on page 48. Yes, it's on page 48. Okay, here it is. This one page, there's so many things in it. But remember, you guys, that Jennifer Abel worked for Stephanie Jones for many years. And what happened was she ended up, when she started working for Stephanie Jones, she had an Android phone, which is the biggest mistake you could make in this entire thing. Just kidding. She had an Android. And Stephanie Jones wanted her to have an iPhone. Everyone had iPhones. Jen Abel said, I will happily have an iPhone. Can I keep my same number? I've had this number all through high school. Everyone that I know has this number. Big mistake. Huge. Pretty Woman style. So what she did was she gave Jen Abel the ability to use her own number, but use a company phone. And what happened because of that was she kind of merged her company and her work phone together. This was a problem because now Stephanie Jones almost owned her phone records, her phone ownership, okay? So now when Jen Abel wanted to quit and wanted to leave, she wanted her phone number back. And she wasn't able to get it back without without Stephanie Jones calling Verizon and approving of it. You know how that works? Sorry, I have My lip gloss is like annoying me here. You know how Stephanie Jones had to like call Verizon and like okay it as the owner of the phone. And Stephanie Jones was not doing it for her. So Jen Abel kept saying, please just do this. This is my only phone number. It's a sentimental issue for me. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. She wasn't going to do it. So Jen Abel was, lost everything. She lost all her personal ability. But this is the part where Lauren last night in the live was freaking out and where I thought, oh my God, what an invasion. It's on page 48 of the complaint, and this is what it says. It says, can I make it a little bigger? Okay. Abel was under the mistaken impression that by switching phone numbers, she had cut off Jones and JonesWorks access to her text messages or exchanges. Not so. In fact, Abel's text messages were tied to her iCloud, not her phone number. So at this point, this happened in 2024. Jen Abel got a new phone number. She had to get a new phone number. Abel had a new phone number, but it was all connected to her iCloud still, as iCloud works in mysterious and horrible ways. And what happened was, in January of this year, so just 3 months ago, she changed her iCloud password for unrelated reasons. And only then did she realize that Jones had been intercepting and monitoring all of her text messages, including not only with her clients, fiance, doctors, parents, and friends, but also with her counsel. You get it? With Brian Friedman, with the lawyers, maybe with Justin Baldoni, with Melissa Nathan, with Jamie Heath, with the people about the lawsuit against Stephanie Jones. Indeed, the intrusion ceased only by happenstance during the pendency of this litigation. Do you understand that through the entirety of this entire experience, after Abel stopped working for Stephanie Jones, got a new phone number, Stephanie Jones decided to create all of this disgusting drama, give all the text messages through the sham lawsuit and the sham subpoena, give everything over, and then sue Jen Abel and sue Justin Baldoni and do all of this. And she was still reading Jen Abel's text messages until just January. Just January, when we were still reporting on this, you guys. It made me sick. It's so criminal. It's so criminal. I truly could not believe it. Okay, let's keep reading this article. It says, they accused Jones of snooping on Abel's private messages all the way until January this year and plotting a flagrant abuse of process with Lively to generate a subpoena from a sham lawsuit to cover up Jones allegedly leaking messages to Lively. Of course, we're using the Van Zandt sham lawsuit, of course, in this new filing. Abel's new filing also accused Jones of making bizarre claims about Abel to her staff based on supposed information from psychic readings. This is another crazy thing that was in the filing. It says, in one instance, Jones announced to Abel's subordinates that she had learned through psychic readings that Jen Abel was an alcoholic and a gambling addict. You guys. That's true in the filing. She said that she went to a psychic and she said she told everyone that Jen Abel is an alcoholic and a gambling addict. Abel added that the claim had no basis in reality and instead raised alarm about whether Jones was in the midst of a mental breakdown. This woman is psycho. Jones camp and added that Abel's latest filing offers no evidence for her claim and many are recycled. Well, I guarantee you that there's a lot of women like the woman that just anonymously sent me a DM that are going to be happy to testify. I guarantee you at some point, hopefully. Maybe they're scared or maybe they have NDAs. I don't know. But this is nutty. Abel's court documents said, although Jones had always been volatile, she now appeared to be actively unraveling. On a different occasion, Jones announced, again per her psychic, that Abel would soon be pregnant with twins, humiliating and infuriating Abel, who Jones knew had struggled with fertility issues. Jones' lawyer shot back, calling the new claims just distraction and noise, and a few debunked conspiracy theories. These two bombshells filed in New York federal court totaled a combined 125 pages. Of course, this was during the same time that she was over at the Time 100. But this is all this woman, Stephanie Jones. And this is Jen Abel, the woman who is filing this. And this is Blake. She also claimed Jones had illicit access to all her personal texts through her iCloud account until as recently as January. Abel claimed the alleged snooping amounted to a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, violations of Stored Communications Act, and violations of the Federal Wiretap Act. The claws were out in the filing, with Abel giving a damning description of Jones' workplace. She claimed morale at Jones' work was abysmal. Clearly, with all the DMs I've gotten about people that have worked there, they all say she was horrible. And that it had a toxic workplace culture and staff constantly gossiped and complained. Abel even claimed Jones would regularly turn on deafening music so that she could berate her employees free from scrutiny. She quoted an unnamed former employee allegedly saying, "I don't think there was one day in the office where someone wasn't crying." Is that like here in the Doser family? Is someone always crying in my audience? But crying happy tears, right? Abel claimed that when she left and Jones seized her company phone, the PR boss had been sharing her private text messages with the entire office, mocking and disparaging her. The filing even claimed Jones retained access to Abel's iCloud for multiple months. We've talked about that. In their filings, both Abel and Wayfarer cited another twist in the case that was revealed by Daily Mail last week, and that was the sham lawsuit. And then it says in their legal filing on Thursday night, Abel and Wayfarer slammed the tactic as a sham lawsuit and nothing more than a transparent ploy to obtain subpoena power. Abel called it a flagrant abuse of process since there were no identifiable parties and no party had been served. The subpoenas were issued without notice, depriving Abel of any knowledge of the subpoena, much less the opportunity to object. She accused Jones of already having leaked texts with Lively's teams. Of course she did. She leaked them and she was like, oh shit, we have to have a reason for leaking them. They said as a result of all of this, Abel's life has been turned upside down. Of course. In an unimaginable invasion of Abel's privacy and dignity, Jones and the Lively parties now possess the full contents of Abel's iCloud and email accounts. Oh my God. Including her photos, text messages, and emails. Abel lives in fear of what is to come, given the vast troves of personal data in the possession of these hostile actors. You guys, I feel sick over it. Wayfair's filing accuses Jones of a breach of contract for giving up the messages, claiming it violated the confidentiality provision by voluntarily and maliciously disclosing confidential information. They also accused Jones of breach of implied covenant and defamation. Jones' lawyers hit back, claiming the new claims are a distraction from what they say was a straightforward breach of contract by Abel. Of course, yes, this is all Abel's fault. Her attorney, Kristen Toller, accuses Friedman of reversing course, dropping previously touted claims, presenting zero new evidence. She's referring to Abel's previous stance that she had suffered false imprisonment, trapped at the Jones work office, and intimidated into signing documents and giving up her company phone, which didn't appear in the new filings. The case will be decided on the mountain of evidence that demonstrates Wayfarer Studios and Miss Abel deliberately breached their contracts with Jones Works. The defendant's weak attempt to assemble their own case against Miss Jones amounts to nothing more than a few debunked conspiracy theories and media gimmicks that have no basis in fact or evidence. It's so upsetting, you guys. I just feel so upset. All right. Well, I mean, it's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But nothing really. I love this. Many of the revelations that have emerged have proved highly embarrassing, not least Lively memorably comparing herself to Game of Thrones character Khaleesi. Where is Taylor Swift, the dragon. Have we, like, at some point, Taylor Swift has to show her face and talk about this. Yeah. Is she not going to talk about this at all? Ever? At some point she will. And this just reminds me, and I understand that, like, this is totally a little separate, but we're not talking about the Shannon Sharpe story, but I see Shannon Sharpe here on the side, and I know Shannon Sharpe has been coming up so much. And the only reason I want to just mention Shannon Sharpe, the Shannon Sharpe story is a little confusing to me just because I don't know a lot about him. He's an ESPN commentator. He's a former football player, I believe. He's on, I want to say he was like Club Shay Shay podcast, something along those lines. He is being charged with this huge rape lawsuit. And then just today I saw that now he has a second rape lawsuit against him. If you remember with Diddy, it was one and then it was another. If you remember with this Joe Gatto guy recently, it was one and then it was another. And then usually it's another and then it's another. And it's usually they come in at least 1, 2, 3, 4 at a time. Remember, this all started with sexual harassment. Remember that. And Justin Baldoni has still never, ever, ever been told by anyone else, not one other person has come and said, "Me too," about Justin Baldoni. Not one. Not one. Except 2 people, unnamed, who are quiet as mice, who happen to be in Blake Lively's wings. Big, big wings, and probably surrounded by her bowls of cherries. That's it. That's it. So I always go back to that. We were talking about how your reputation precedes you. If you're a bad seed, usually people know. And if you're not, people will figure that out. I'll just always remember it started over a sexual harassment claim. Where is that sexual harassment that we still haven't found? Don't know where it is. It's very frustrating. So I am looking forward to learning more about Willie McLively and the bowl of cherries. I want to have a sit down with her mom. I think her mom, at the very least, should have a sit down with an interview and talk about her story now that she's a survivor and she's openly decided to trauma dump on an entire room of people at the Time magazine 100. She's trauma dumped her own story of survival. Now I think we are owed as an audience the story of Willie Elaine McAlpin Lively and her bowl of cherries and survival. So waiting for that. Okay, you guys. She needs to go and call her daddy. Willie Elaine McLively, her name is Elaine Lively. Like, where'd this other name come from all of a sudden? Did she just like take the name of someone else who had a survivor story? Did they like go online last night and find like a true crime podcast? That's what they probably did. They found a true crime podcast and they were like, "Oh, this is a great story. Her name is Willie Elaine Lively. Willie." And she said life is like a bowl of cherries. Let's take her story. All right, you guys, listen. Tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a Patreon happy hour. All you got to do is sign up on Patreon for the overdose tier. And I send out a Zoom link about an hour before. So that's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I send you a Zoom link. You can bring a cocktail. You can bring your florals, your clitorals. You can bring a sober drink. You can bring anything. Just don't come naked because I see your face. And we hang out. We shoot the shit for an hour and we laugh and we have so much fun. And Shabbat Shalom. And we'll have so much fun. Okay. I'm so excited. So tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time, join Patreon. The links are below. I love you. I appreciate you guys. And I will talk to you very soon. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye, guys.